All right, so we have today the session of Horacio Arias from Chile. Horacio has recently joined the project. His expertise is for the project is in blockchain and doing innovation for managing ICT-based solutions. So today, Horacio is going to present his work that is going to be implemented in the project during the next year. So Horacio, you are more than welcome for this session. We fully appreciate your contribution and all the best for your presentation.
Okay, Jorge, thank you very much for this awesome presentation introduction. And before starting, I want to share with you some awesome picture from Chile, to motivate you to come here and exchange knowledge and work here too. We will ask again to turn your microphone on mute because we will start recording the session. Okay, the name of this workshop is Cold Chain and Business Alert, how blockchain and Internet of Things can help the agri-food industry. Okay, this is part of the RUC-APS project. If you are interested to know a little more about this project, you could go to this link, rucapps.eu, okay, to know more information. Okay, the content that we will review today is the objective of the presentation, 1 minute to talk about our company. We will explain in a few words what blockchain is, and we will present two tools that we will use to do the demo. Okay, the objective of this presentation is to describe how blockchain and Internet of Things can work well together to offer business solution to the agri-food industry. Okay, our company is a Chilean startup founded last year, 2019, and we are honored to be part of the RUC-APS project as a partner. The areas that we work, especially with emerging technology like blockchain, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence. During this short period of creation, we have established a strategic partnership. The first of them is with IBM, specifically as blockchain partner, and the second one is with the Blockchain Institute of Barcelona, because last year I traveled to Barcelona to establish this very interesting alliance. I cannot advance. Can you hear me? Ooh.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
But you can see what is slide. I'm losing the control of the screen. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Block smart thinking.
BB block smart thinking.
I'm having a problem. I cannot advance the presentation. Let me. Oh.
The thing that can happen in real life, and we are here to solve all of them. Right?
Absolutely.
So whenever you are ready. We are waiting for you, and we have all your support.
Thank you very much for your support.
No worries. We're very looking forward to hear your presentation.
Okay, we will try to return to the same slide.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yes, and the problem is probably because I'm connected with my cell phone. That is the one of the problem here. Okay, we need to the presentation start showing. Oops. Okay, let me continue with that presentation using that slide before starting. Okay, I will start saying, giving to you a short description about what blockchain is, because it's not easy, the concept, to understand. Okay, so blockchain started in 2009 with the Bitcoin cryptocurrency, okay? After this time, some companies started to analyze if this technology called as a blockchain could be used in other industries. So in 2017, the big companies start using this technology for another industry. For example, to agri-food, to energy, to water, to shipping, and so on. So if we want to obtain a definition for blockchain, it's not very easy, okay? I will try a simple definition. For example, it's a shared distributed ledger that records transactions across business network with the aim of helping business remove inefficiencies from trade, okay? It does this through the use of cryptographic, which help engender trust by ensuring facts are reported consistently to all those with a need to see them. That even being a simple explanation or meaning of blockchain is not easy to understand. Okay, so when I do training about blockchain, I said to people, remain the key concept of blockchain. Okay, for example, blockchain is a ledger, but ledger is coming from accountancy terms, but in summary, it's a technology to store information. Okay, store register. Okay, this technology is distributed, is to work in a network, in an ecosystem, okay? And the data remain immutable because the cryptographic that is being involved in that situation. So try to remember that blockchain is an immutable distributed ledger, okay? With all of these concepts, you could have a good idea what blockchain is, okay? So, blockchain, if we need to understand what blockchain can do for me, blockchain brings trust to the business ecosystem, okay? We have to think in terms of an ecosystem, a network of participants, okay? For example, if we have here a traditional supply chain management system, we have connected all of the participants one step before or ahead. But when you talk about blockchain, we have this interoperability, okay? We could share information that power the network or the ecosystem, okay? I will try to put the presentation and all the screen. Can you see it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you very much for the feedback. Okay,
Yes.
so I try to look for use cases for this technology during the last 3 years, and I can see that could be useful, for example, in agri-food, in mining, in water, in shipping and energy. In my own experience to talking with different companies here in Chile. Even the most interest or potential we find in agri-food industry and energy here, at least in Chile, and you can see some of this solution even in a global aspect. Okay, the main solution that have been implemented globally mainly are addressed by IBM, and they created a food trust. This is specifically oriented to the agri-food industry, and where they could work with the safety of food, and they are working with the 10 major food suppliers in the world. Okay. The other well-known tool using blockchain is TradeLens, and this is the name of a company. Is a joint venture between Merck and IBM, and it's a very well-known tool to do the traceability of the container. At this moment, you could see in the picture here that there are 23 million containers processed and registered in the platform, okay? Because agri-food value chain is complex because the quantity of participants is a good target to use blockchain because you have many participants. This is a slide that summarizes, but normally you have 10 part of step of the value chain. Okay, blockchain could help us to answer questions like this. Okay, for example, is the wine what we are drinking authentic? Is that food really organic? Is this product company conscious with the environment? What are we doing with the waste of food? Are these animals having a well-being? This is the concept of animal welfare. Do you want to sell the water that you don't use? This question is very related with the concept of traceability, okay? And when you think a problem with traceability, or you need to trust in all of the participants of a value chain, you should think in blockchain as a part of your solution, okay? So we studied the use cases like the antibiotic in the salmon, because you can see here in Chile, in the supermarket, the saying salmon without antibiotics. So this means that you need to prove that the salmon doesn't have antibiotics. For that, you need to incorporate all of the participants, specifically that they certificate that the vaccine is not in the salmon, to bring to the final consumer salmon without antibiotic. Okay, the same we could do with the animal welfare when you have a final customer that could be paid an additional value for a pork being a good welfare. Okay, the same situation we could use to the field notebook to the phytosanitary management. Okay, specifically for organic food. Okay, because we need to be sure, we need to trust in the value chain that they are not adding the pesticide or any kind of a chemical. Okay, specifically, for example, when you are drinking a wine and you want to be sure that your wine is authentic and is compliant with the rules, the local and the global rules. Okay. Okay, this is another picture from Tunquén, Playa Tunquén here in Chile. So if you want to visit Chile, you can access to this kind of landscape. Okay, let me introduce the suite of our solution. It's called Smart Thinking Suite. We have used this technology for different purposes. For example, to create trust in the energy industry. For example, if you are paying for a green energy, you want to be sure that the generator of this energy is using renewable source of energy, okay? Another solution that we create is called IoT Measure Smart Thinking, that is to register all of the measure coming from sensor. And as a children of this solution, we create cold chain. The tool that we will present today is oriented to the cold chain in the agri-food industry. Also, we thought that the alert to the business are very important and deserve to be stored in a blockchain technology. So when you have some situation that could be represent a benefit or avoid a loss to the company, we think that this is very important, and for this is the business alert tool. Okay, so during the presentation today, we will interact with these both systems working together, okay? I will try to explain the process very briefly here. In any industry, in specific in the agri-food industry, we have business process. And if we want to improve them, we will decide to obtain information, metrics coming from this process. This information could come from sensors, okay, electronic devices to have measure, or source system, could be databases or another technological system. This measure we need to contrast with some business rule to create some alerts. Okay, we will see that in our presentation, okay? The fact to create alerts to avoid some loss or to take advantage of some opportunity could be related with some action, okay? The action could be manual or automatic, okay? When we talk to manual is, for example, we could expect that some person do something, for example, open a valve or turn on engine. But if we want to do some automatic approach, we could connect with actuator to do some instruction. For example, if the temperature increase abruptly, we could say to this engine or to this fan turn on, okay? Okay, this is, we will see in an example during our demo. The business alert system could be used with any purpose, but in this presentation, we will show how register temperature threshold or how advises when the temperature increase abruptly. But we could use in agri-food industry with, for example, with the taking into account gas threshold. We have that in a fridge, for example, the concentration of ammonia could be deadly for people, or the amount of carbon dioxide could be. But we could use even for KPIs from the company, for example, the sales volume, stock amount, profit, or waste. On the other hand, the cold chain system is very oriented to agri-food industry to register a different sensor like temperature, humidity, pressure, gases, velocity, any other sensor, okay? We could use in every food that require to control the cold chain. For example, in meat or cured meat or milk, dairy, fruit, vegetable, frozen food, flour, or medicine, okay? Okay, the demonstration we will show is cold chain on one hand. We have a couple of sensors in different locations, and we are registering the temperature and humidity connected via Wi-Fi. And on the other hand, we have the system business alert, both based in blockchain technology, okay? I have only 9 minutes, so I will take fast this part, okay? And we have a business rule engine here to identify the situation of alert. Okay, I will check to be more realistic. I will ask you to think that in the sensor one, we have tomato, in the second one, persimmon, and in the third, we have frozen berries. So, okay, we will check if we are connected the sensor. Let me check a minute here. Okay, we will check if we are connecting all of the sensor. Okay, I will connect the 1 minute to confirm that we are. Rodrigo, are you there? Are the service connected? Okay, I will start introducing the system. Okay, this is cold chain tool, and we have here the simulation of the sensor. This is real sensor. This is with me. You can see here that the temperature is 15 degrees and humidity is near to 76%. We have another sensor here that is with Rodrigo in Rancagua, 1 hour in the south of Santiago in Chile. This is in a fridge, okay? The temperature is below 0 degrees. Okay, so we will now, I will check the sensor. Rodrigo, are you there to check? Okay, every service is connected. I will need to check if my sensor is connected to be the demonstration. We could start with this sensor. Rodrigo, could you, ¿puedes sacar el sensor del refrigerador, please? So I would ask to Rodrigo, who is located in Rancagua, to take off the sensor from the refrigerator, okay? To have, to monitor the situation. Please, Rodrigo, confirm that situation, please. You confirm that you took off the, okay. Rodrigo, take off the sensor from the refrigerator out of the fridge, okay? So we have in 1 minute this situation here. On the other hand, I will prepare the other sensor to check, to do another test with other couple of sensors. Okay. Okay, everything is working okay. So let me show it. Okay, you can see here, anyone perceive that the temperature is being increased here? Can you?
Yes, nice.
Okay, good. At this moment, because the sensor were take out of the fridge, is being registered. You can see here that the temperature is increasing, and in any point you have the information, okay? So we will see that situation generate an business alert here, you can see there, okay? So we could go to this system. I have here the business alert system open. I will open here, okay, to maintain the other window open. Okay, and we will see that this sensor, okay, I'm entered to this system. Okay, this sensor is called AC23. We could see in the last part of the alert created, we could see this sensor, AC23, is generating this kind of alert. It's increment of abruptly of temperature, and the action that accompany that situation, engine will turn on and start blinking some lights that you cannot see. But this alert is continuing. I can refresh this screen, and we could see that the alerts are here, and this will continue. To do another example with this couple of sensors, this is beside me on my table. So I will apply artificially heat using a hair dryer. So we will see an artificial increment of heat. You can hear the hair dryer. So at this moment, you will see how the temperature is being increased artificially. So I will stop for a moment, and we will see how this sensor is being increased. Okay, we need to wait for a refresh time. I'm not being refreshed. It's being refreshed. Okay, you can see it. Okay, after some second, it started refreshing. This information is being stored in a blockchain because we consider that this metric, this measure, is very important to the business. Okay, and we could see how the effect or increase the temperature, decrease the humidity because it's a dryer. Okay, we can see very graphically the effect of this experiment. And now, because we have only some minutes, if the session finish abruptly because the timeout, I will ask to return to the session, please. Okay, but as final part of this presentation, and because the history of this tomato or of this persimmon is very important to the user, but you could imagine
a bottle of wine, for example. If the people want to know the story or history of this bottle of wine, you could see that, and you put this code to the bottle, for example, or to the tomato. Can you use your cell phone and your camera to check this image into your cell phone? So you should see in your telephone this image, okay? This is the traceability of the history of this tomato, okay? One of you did the test, the trial?
Yes, I did.
And you see this image,
Yes.
like this in your cell phone?
I do.
Okay, thank you very much. If you can do it, okay. And the potential of this is to put the QR in the final product, so every customer could check what was the history of this product, okay? So, Rodrigo, how much time we have to do? I'm not checking ¿cuánto tiempo nos queda? Nos queda menos de un minuto, saying. Yeah? Okay, if you want to do some question and answer, I would like to, if with the session finished, we return to the same session, okay?
Maybe you can also take if you want, take a picture. I'm showing the cell phone to the camera, just in case you want to take a picture of that.
I have a screenshot.
Excellent.
I have a screenshot. You could do the same with you. You could do the same in your cell phone. Rodrigo, are you there? ¿Estás ahí?
Yes, sí.
The session remains? Oh, if you prefer to do the question in Spanish or Portuguese, is welcome. So,
well, Horacio, thank you very much for your presentation. I mean, I think that was very useful. It's always nice to see how data can be collected and analyzed, but also be displayed in a way that can be understandable for many type of backgrounds, you know, in that sense. So, of course, I have a few questions, but I would like to open first the question to the audience. Is there anybody who would like to make any question to Horacio? It's more than welcome to do it now.
I have a question.
Thank you, Rina.
Okay.
Rina.
Thank you, Horacio, for the very nice presentation. Finally, I understood better what blockchain is, because it was something that I was asking myself several times. So it was very, very clear. I was just wondering, because you were talking about sensors that are in a container or in a fridge and so on. But do you think that this technology can be used also to tag individual food? For instance, I am always wondering when I go to the supermarket and I buy frozen food, and I'm always wondering if this food is, if the cold chain was maintained or not. So is there any possibility to have very cheap tags, very cheap sensors to be put in any box containing food, for instance, for frozen food that are more sensitive to temperature changing, and so that you can see with your phone or with the QR code if the cold chain was maintained or not?
Okay, thank you very much for your question, Rina, and thank you because I have this satisfaction to see that you have understand better what blockchain is. A very interesting question. We need to think in terms of cost, how to solve that, because to not increase the price of the product. Okay, I would think that the solution is to try to monitor the big boxes or all of the, how they say, bin or the container, the big container of the fruit, with some expensive technology like radio frequency, for example, using that, but this QR is only a piece of paper. Okay, you can see in any, for example, in any fruit, sometimes you have an adhesive. I don't know how to say that in English, una pegatina, an adhesive in the fruit. So you could put a paper in the fruit, okay?
A sticker.
A sticker. Thank you very much. And a sticker on the fruit, and use more sophisticated technology in the big box where all of the tomato are together. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thank you. For example, the case of the frozen berries, we could put a big amount of berry in different cases being part of a bin, okay, a big box, okay, and we could use a radio frequency to the big box, but the individual or the individual boxes, little boxes, we could put a sticker with the QR reflecting the history of this box, okay. I don't know if it's clear. It's very interesting question, because we need to know what happened with how to transmit this history to our customer without increasing a lot the cost. Is a very good question, okay? Because after putting the cell phone, we need to transmit this history without increasing the cost. Okay, thank you for the question, Rina.
Thank you for your answer.
Okay.
I have
Anybody
a
else? Federico.
Spanish, Portuguese.
Okay. I have a question. I understand that blockchain is used to keep the it's a peer-to-peer knowledge-based database. So every party will know, for example, the value of the temperature for a tomato or a box of tomatoes. But then when you create your sticker with the QR code, how do you ensure that the QR code is valid? Is the QR code also stored in your blockchain? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Francisco, no, who was?
Federico.
Federico, thank you. Thank you for the question. Federico, the QR is a very easy technology. In that case, the QR is generated on the fly at this moment, okay? So the idea is that the company has a way to print the QR. If you can see, this is, if you can see in the left part, in the below part, you have a link to the history, okay? So in fact, we need to trust that the company is printed the real history of the tomato in this tomato. Always we need to trust in one part of the chain. What blockchain is doing, or what this combination of technology is doing, is try to decrease the gap of the untrust. Okay, so it's a good question. How to we need always the let me return here to the presentation, because in an ecosystem where a lot of people are working together, we have always this challenge. So we need to create an environment of trust in anyone. Okay, the question that Federico asked me is that, okay, this QR is reflecting the real history of that? That is really good question, because we are a lot of participants of the chain value, and we need to put in this chain the I don't know how to say fiscalizadores. Jorge, please help me. The people who monitor from the government that everything is going well, is compliance with the rule. Okay, here in Chile is the SAC, Servicio Agrícola Ganadero, that has the authority to have certified entities to do that task during the all supply chain. That
it's a really good question and really good challenge about trust in all of the value chain. Thank you for the question, Federico, but it's really a challenge for intrinsic challenge for the agri-food chain.
Yeah, do you mean inspectors is the word?
Thank you, Jorge, for your support. Inspector, you need inspector all the time to certify that the product or any participant do is really what is do is authenticate the information all the time. Okay. Any other question? Spanish, Portuguese?
Well, in my case, I think that I fully appreciate your presentation. It's been very clarifying for everybody. And I think that from my point of view, I see a clear involvement for future collaborations. Probably we could try to work together also with Federico with some kind of a sort of sensors. And then we could try to connect with this blockchain environment. And therefore, we're going to try to start gathering some data from the field. I mean, from Italy, we can do that in Spain, we can do that in France, in the UK. So I think that I see a lot of potential in the work that you have just shown. So what is the main requirement for you? What is that you really need to make all this happen? You need sensors be installed anywhere? You develop the sensors, or how that works?
Okay, thank you for the question. Let me return to some pictures.
Or you can use, sorry, or you can use just data from the social media. You know, that's my question. So you need to collect the data. Data can be provided, then you analyze it, or how that works?
Yes, I will show this slide to explain the answer. Thank you for the question. And the idea is to obtain the data in real time, because this increase the trust, okay? Because if you pass to me historical data coming from an old database, we are not checking anything, okay? We're migrating data from some storage to another storage. The idea is to obtain the information on real time coming from the process. So our scope is provide. We are not a manufacturer of sensor, but we analyze your business process. For example, you say, I would like to start registering the gases, okay, in a fridge. So we could check the situation and we analyze in the market what are the appropriate sensor for that situation, okay? Mainly in the project, we would like to start with a prototype using a basic sensor, okay, cheap sensor, and to analyze if the situation is being well prototyped, okay, to obtain the result that we want. And after that, we move to a production environment, and we look for in the industry, in the manufacturer, what are the sensors appropriate for that situation, okay? We have I don't know, thousands of sensors or hundreds of sensors for any kind of metric. In any case, you have the chance to create your own KPIs, okay? You could obtain information coming from databases, for example, real time, or coming from sensor. We could combine and create a new measure, for example, a ratio, any indicator you want, and we could start registering. So we are not a provider of sensor, but we have to obtain the best sensor for the prototyping. Okay, we have to create the KPIs and create the process and the alerts. What will be the situation that we create the alert? What are the thresholds that we need to manage to obtain this kind of alert? And what will be the best action to that situation? Okay, for example, if the gas threshold is increased abruptly, okay, we need to send an email on an alert to a person to open a window to free the gas in a fridge, okay, or turn on an engine or turn on a fan, okay. That is this answering your question, Jorge?
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other question about blockchain, for example, or any other use?
Hi, Horacio.
Sorry.
Susana.
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. I have a question related to the first question, Rina's, I think.
Yes, Reina.
She was asking about the cold chain for individual products. So you say you have a sticker in each individual container, for example, of frozen berries, to see the history of that product. But all the stickers, they're going to be connected to just one temperature logger. This is correct?
No.
Because if you want to monitor each individual bag of frozen berries, for example, you need to have the sticker connected to one logger, of one temperature logger, if you want to check the temperature of the frozen berries, for example.
Okay, thank you for the question, Susan. In that case, we are simulating frozen berries that are in a big fridge, okay, in a big fridge. So the same measure, the same metric is this is if for a group of boxes, bin, or any other container, okay. So the information for coming from this sensor apply for 1,000 of individual boxes, okay. So the same sticker here, imagine that we are how do you say, when we are delivering we are taking off all of these frozen food from the fridge. So we will generate the QR at this moment, and this sticker we will put in all of the individual boxes. So at this moment, because the fruit is out of the fridge, we need to register this story, okay? This story, this history is this one, what we are watching in the screen now, okay? So all of the frozen berries that remain together at this moment, we need to register that history and put in the QR. I don't know if I'm answering your question.
No, yeah, my question was if all the stickers, all the frozen berries that you put in the box, for example, are connected to just one temperature logger,
yes,
the one in the fridge.
Yes, this history is common all of the fruit in the same fridge. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's one sensor. Same story for thousands of fruits. Okay, that is the idea of relation.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Susan. Any other question?
Well, I would like to thank everybody. Of course, people can contact Horacio directly. We have another session right now in 3 minutes, so everybody's welcome to join Raúl Poler's presentations, and more than happy that Horacio was able to show us his work about blockchain.